Hello and welcome, this is Stone Monk Wisdom bringing you a Let's Play of Final Fantasy Tactics. Now this is a boss battle against Wiegraf, and it's a strategy discussion video as well. So anyway, Ramza comes in, and he sees a bunch of dead bodies, and he's like, huh? What's this? And Wiegraf's like, there you are, Mr. Ramza. I'm going to kill you, ha ha ha. So you're like, okay, I gotta fight this guy. I'm stuck fighting this guy. And most people dread this fight because it's so insanely difficult. Or so people think. Anyway, Wiegraf's first move is typically to use the lightning stab. He always rushes you by moving a couple spaces up towards you, and then hits you with the lightning stab. Now the first strategy that I use is with the flame shield, equip shield, golden hairpin, and black robe. These are meant to allow you to absorb fire spells and also harm your opponent. So this is the typical strategy that you want to use. You both hurt and heal with a single action. And of course we learned Fire 2. Fire 3 is also pretty applicable for this. And you can also be in the Squire class and perform this without the equip shield support ability, since Ramza can naturally equip shields at this point. As you may have noticed, I'm at level 21 when I first entered this battle, which means I have the stats of a 21 leveled Ramza, you know, from different job classes, whatever. So typically, depending on the situation, you'll want to either hurt and heal him and yourself, or move away and heal yourself. Now, of course, he has a speed of 8, so sometimes he'll have the edge against you. To alleviate this, you can also use the sprint shoes, also known as the Hermes shoes in the PSP version, as well as the green beret, which also grants a speed bonus. Now Wiegraf, of course, can block your attacks because of that shield, but it's not a very high percentile, so I would say this is a legitimate strategy, and one of my favorites by far. Now of course, Wiegraf will always do 140 damage if you have a neutral compatibility. Now this is where the zodiac signs come into play. If you have a worst compatibility with Wiegraf, he'll only do 70 damage to you, which means you would be a Pisces Ramza. If I'm not mistaken, of course. A bad compatibility with Wiegraf would do 96 damage to Ramza from the lightning stab. A neutral compatibility would do 140 damage, and a good compatibility would do 164 damage. So depending on how much damage you receive, you can also dish out a similar amount of damage. This is very useful for choosing the right strategy to defeat Wiegraf. Once you get him down to a certain amount of HP, he will concede the battle, and you will get to the second part of this particular battle. Kneel before Mr. Ramza, Wiegraf. Strategy is complete. That wasn't too hard now, was it? Let's have it out here. Oh, a rematch, eh? And here we have strategy number 2. This strategy employs the chemist job class. As you can see, I have the mithril gun, green beret, sprint shoes, battle skill, and concentrate. This gives Ramza a speed of 9, and the ability to break our opponent's power and speed. Assuming you can get the first shot or second shot off on Wiegraf, this battle will most likely be in your favor. also beware of Wiegraf's Earth Slash and Wave Fist, since he has the punch skill. And the reason we aren't using, say, Weapon Guard or other abilities such as that is due to Wiegraf's support ability called Maintenance, or Safeguard. It protects his equipment from being broken or stolen. So we have to think of other ways to beat him up. What better way than to beat him up with a gun? Also, if you get weak, you might want to use an X potion. And if you manage to get some speed breaks on Wiegraf, you can abuse high potions as well. As Wiegraf is whittled down, he will do less damage and get fewer turns. This would allow Ramza to easily take the game by shooting him to death. And here we have a fade to the next part, where we are shooting at Wiegraf. At this point, Wiegraf's intimidation, shall we say, is negligible. Even if he were to get a critical hit off, he will not defeat Ramza at this point, because we've gotten some power breaks off on him, some speed breaks, and even a high potion can heal the damage that is dealt to Mr. Ramza, or even a couple potions. Naturally, if you want to be at full health for the next part of the battle, you want to use your potions and speed break. And Wiegraf concedes. In addition, Wiegraf is also immune to all status effects except for Blind, Silence, Oil, Faith, and Innocent. However, Slow does not work in this particular battle against him, at least in this first part of the battle. And this is strategy number 3. This strategy is best used when you have neutral or good compatibility with Wiegraf, preferably good. Auto Potion is a very good healing mechanism for your reaction ability. Anyway, for this strategy, we are a monk with Power Sleeve, Bracer, and Attack Up. Or, if you don't need Attack Up, then Charge. Either way, this should work. Use the highest charge you can, that you do have, and try to hit him. If successful, he may counterattack, so as long as you can either avoid the counterattack or survive it, you can win in a single move.